Normally, the sheet metal you see on that vehicle, is it?
Normally, they have to run a full truck body. However, due to the fact they've had quite a few wrecks with this vehicle, they've just completely torn the bodies off of it. He has another one on order. He'll put it back and be on tour, I'm sure, in the near future.
Casper makes a late charge, but it's not enough. Moving on into round 2 will be Awesome Kong, and we'll be back with more competition in just a moment. Already, we've got one competitor that's moved into round 2. Awesome Kong, and now 2 more guys go door to door to try to make their way around in the second round competition, and we got a great crowd on hand. A lot of kids here with their families.
Well, a lot of families join the competition on the Renegade Monster Truck Tour. Speaking of family, no love lost between these 2 fellas coming out there from different families, different side of the country. Arizona and the state of Tennessee will be represented in this round.
Ron Dennis, of course, and John Moore. John Moore, the No Problem machine. He is out of Lafayette, Tennessee. Ron Dennis from Flagstaff, Arizona, will be driving. And you see quite a bit of oil there on the track.
I tell you, in the first round of competition, that truck did not attack like they thought it would. We're going to go back to pits and check right now to the action on the track, still trying to qualify for this second round.
Well, it's no problem on the outside. He'll be on the inside after they make their first jump. But taking the big, quick lead is Leadfoot, and Ron Dennis as they head for the first set of jumps.
The Arizona native runs up, head comes out the window, and he slows down. That gives the Ford a chance to come on, and Ford's closing the door on him, Richard. He's trying to pull it back. He will have the inside for the final part of the track, back topside to you.
It is going to be door to door as they come around this final turn, heading for the final set of cars in the jump. Ron Dennis with a slight lead now. It's John Moore out of Lafayette, Tennessee, and No Problem trying to gain ground. Smoke pouring out of the Leadfoot machine. Here they come, up and over the final jump. We're going to have quite a finish here. John Moore with a little bit of an edge, and he's going to cross the finish line first. Your winner, John Moore out of Lafayette, Tennessee, in the Ford No Problem. Leadfoot with Ron Dennis coming in second. He's going to have to head back to the pits and find out if there's any major problem with that machine as you see the smoke coming out from it. Let's go down trackside with Army, and your winner, John Moore.
John Moore, driver of the No Problem Ford, advances in the competition. Now, John, you fellas had a war out there. That had to be the closest finish we've seen in competition this week.
Oh, yeah, I really thought he was going to get ahead of me there, and I wasn't sure whether we were going to be able to get up. I got a little out of shape coming up on the cars there, but I unfortunately caught up.
Well, I'll tell you what, John Moore and his crew are going to be going back, putting it together. They'll be coming out for the next round of competition.
And coming out, hoping to make it on to the round 2 now, Starvin' Marvin Smith out of Arnold, Missouri, and Stomper 2 going up against some stiff competition in the Ford-driven machine of Stephen Kane from Killeen, Texas, in the King Kong machine. And something interesting here, Army, is that both these vehicles are part of multiple operations.
Jeff Dane out of Killeen, Texas. He runs 2 vehicles, King Kong and Awesome Kong. There are 2 Stomper Chevrolets. We're watching one now. One of them gets a tremendous jump as Smith gets a good jump, but he's in trouble. It looks like he's up against the wall, Richard.
Matter of fact, he has hit the wall. Little smoke coming off the tires are where he hit it, and that gives King Kong the advantage as he heads to the first set of jumps.
Kane trying to hold on, but the Chevrolet's coming back on him. Kane has to slow down a little bit. Marvin Smith trying to redeem himself from getting into the wall with that Chevrolet. He's starting to work the inside. Second half of the course, the short part will be to the Chevrolet. Back topside to you, Richard.
Well, they are door to door as they come around the final turn, heading for the final jump of cars. Stomper 2, the Chevrolet with Marvin Smith, and King Kong, the Ford, driven by Stephen Kane. It is Stomper 2 with the advantage right now, heading up and over the final set of cars to jump. Here comes King Kong. Too little, too late. Your winner is going to be Marvin Smith in the Stomper Chevrolet. Marvin Smith out of Arnold, Missouri, now moves on into the second round of competition, along with Awesome Kong and Bigfoot. Let's go down trackside. Army is going to be talking with your winner, Marvin Smith, in the Stomper 2 machine.
Marvin Smith takes the Chevrolet people, the Stomper Chevrolet truck, and advances them to the next round of competition. Marvin, on the start, you actually got into the wall up here in the #1 corner. How did you pull it back?
Well, I just had to keep fighting the steering and let off the gas and got to jump it back over. My rear steering, for some reason, I lost a little, must have been an air or something in the back line. It wouldn't kick back on me. But all of a sudden, I got it back.
So you were using rear steering in this round of elimination?
Just a little bit on the first right there. It jumped sideways and I had to pull it back.
Well, Marvin Smith keeping the hopes alive for all the Chevy fans on the Renegade Tour.
And there's some of our many young fans showing off their favorite monster trucks. And speaking of showing off, here's Paul Huffaker out of Conroe, Texas, and his Just Showing Off Ford. And he's got some stiff competition in the Renegade 1 machine. Warren Hudson. Warren driving out of Mountain Home, Arkansas.
Richard, a lot of people that follow monster truck racing, they've watched this Hoffaker youngster come up. He has his own truck now, but hadn't always been that way. He started literally crew chiefing for Scott Stevens' King Crunch operation. He stepped up to the Coors monster truck. Now he has his own, and what a truck he has. A tremendous hole shot. This kid from the Lone Star State wants a win, jumps way out in front over the Renegade vehicle.
Just showing off is doing just that right now. Paul Huffaker is going up and over his first jump easily. Meanwhile, where the heck is Renegade 1?
Hoffaker really not worried about it. We're watching the Renegade 1 as Hoffaker races to the front of him. The Renegade 1 just now coming over the first set of crunch cars. Looks to have a tremendous amount of problem. The engine is just not sounding right, Richard.
Well, obviously some major problems with Renegade 1 and Warren Hudson. Meanwhile, without any major problems here, Paul Huffaker and just showing off will move on into quarterfinal round competition. Just that, Paul Huffaker and just showing off will take on Stomper 2 next. Meanwhile, major problems with the Renegade 1 machine, possibly a piston or a head gasket. We'll find out as we come back with more quarterfinal round competition in just a moment from Louisville, Kentucky.